All right,
Yep,
everybody,
now we're
welcome
live.
to the 4-Bit Podcast.
I'm
We've
a
been on
dinosaur.
hiatus because we're trying to come up with different ideas, and we finally got a few things we want to talk about. So I'm OS. We've got TJ, Corey, and Aaron.
I'm a
Hello.
dinosaur.
His name's
Aaron's-
not actually
Aaron's
OS, by the
banana.
way. It's Carl.
It's Carl.
I'm a dinosaur. Yeah,
That poor dinosaur.
yeah, I'm a dinosaur. So, okay, so are we? So
So let's start with new stuff first. Corey, what'd you get? What's your new toy?
My new. Oh yes. I have a lovely little thing from Apple. The MacBook.
Yeah.
Random MacBook Pro, 13-inch. Quite nice. I love it.
So
I've-
now that you've gone to the dark side, how do you like it?
Well, first off, tons of cookies. Second, it's just so my old laptop is this heavy, clunky piece of crap from Acer. Noisy fan, burned my legs multiple times while I was using it. Battery lasted about 50 minutes. This, conversely, weighs about as much as a bag of sugar, is 4 times more powerful than that, has 4 times the memory of that, and it's just awesome. I love it.
So I'm guessing that it's a lot better than 4 bags of sugar, which is basically what that sounded like you said.
Yes. I can run far more apps on this than I can on 4 bags of sugar, yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I think maybe 20 or 30 bags of sugar would have done better, but that's just me.
True. Now, if you want 20 or 30 bags of sugar, you'd have to go for my...
4 bags of
Power.
diabetes.
4 bags of diabetes.
I'll take it. It's basically what I eat for lunch every day.
Is that why your hair's white? It's just sugar.
That would be a great. I should totally use that. Yeah, that's exactly why my hair's white. Yeah. So I wanted to show what because I remember last time we did a podcast, it was just after New Year, and I was still in Australia. Well, I'm back home, and we got our Secret Santa presents, and I wanted to show. Everyone knows that I sometimes have trouble sleeping, and I'm sometimes on Hangouts at 4 in the morning. So Ben thought it would be very. Our friend Ben thought it'd be very good. I got him for Secret Santa, so he got me this book. Go the fuck to sleep. So
What the fuck to sleep?
so it's pretty. I kind of like it. I haven't
Go the
I haven't read it too much, but I think you might. Some people may be familiar with the YouTube video. There's like I think it's on a YouTube video.
It's narrated by Samuel L. Jackson. It's
yeah, that's the one.
we'll link it in the show notes. It is pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Does anyone else have those Secret Santa presents to hand? They wanna?
I got
I
my
do not. My
nice to
secret,
me.
I will say, my secret Santa present was a really big SD card for my camera, and I don't
yeah.
think I've had to dump it since. I don't know. I think I did once to get the pictures, but I really didn't do it to make room. It's like 32 gigs, and I only shoot in RAW, so it takes quite a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did TJ get again?
He
I got a big mug or cup with
I
a penguin
had-
on it
Penguin Cup.
Yep.
that I haven't yet used. I washed it,
hasn't
but I
yet
haven't used it.
found a use for the beer.
For my 18th birthday, I got 21st. Yeah, that was a while ago. 18. For my 21st birthday, I got a cup, like a big mug, like that. But for my grandparents, it said "Happy 21st Birthday" Aaron engraved on it, and it's for my beverages.
Yeah, well, TJ's has a penguin on it, so I don't think anybody will
Yeah,
be touching
that
those. There's quite a few Aarons in the UK, but there's very few penguins on the internet, so.
Oh, unless you count all those Linux boxes, but
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
You can SSH into those too.
I mostly put
you can't SSH to TJ. That
Oh,
would be
maybe you
amazing,
could.
though. TJ, go to work. No.
No.
So most of the stuff that I put on my wish list was cheap, and Carl, being the awesome guy he is, decided to get me 3 things.
Yeah, because you're cheap. It was easy.
Yeah.
Who said that?
So I got What If? What If the book by the guy who wrote XKCD, plus Volume 0 of XKCD, and a little digital radio, which I've had to play around with and listen to. I actually managed to pick up, probably not the most legal thing to do, but I managed to pick up what I think was machine code from the RAF base.
Listening is legal. You can listen all day long.
Right.
It's transmitting when you start to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's in my country. I don't know about you guys across the pond.
No, it's the same over here. You have to have a ham radio license to transmit on any kind of frequency.
Here's my logic. If they're gonna make a frequency opening unencrypted, you have a civil right to listen and/or tamper on it.
That is why it is legal. What did I just say?
Yeah.
That's my logic, okay? If they're not going to encrypt it, that's their problem, not my problem.
Well, to be fair, they probably did encrypt it because all I got was jumbled garbage. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything that I could listen to or read. It was just noise.
I was just thinking I watched a talk. I don't remember if TJ linked it, but it was a guy. Was it DEF CON? I think it was DEF CON talking about like air traffic control stuff.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, it was you? Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching DEF CON videos because they have some really awesome stuff there.
Yeah,
like he was talking about how you can triangulate airplanes using ham radio, and how you can ping things, and how most of the transmitters and receivers on an airplane are unencrypted, so you can read any data that's traveling between them. And you can actually, he demonstrated in one instance where you could spoof another plane close to the plane that you're in, which was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
And
Which
also
is where you get into the legal, the not legal part.
That's where you get into that's now a federal offense. You're going to jail.
He also talked about a guy who was tampering with, or he was looking at the plane's Intel processors and motherboards in the jet engines sitting next to him.
Yeah.
From his laptop,
some of those
in-flight
Wi-Fi. Some of those parts moving the way they do, you can't really like hook a wire to it and go like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It needs to almost like do a short-range transmission.
Yeah.
Rather than try and wire all that signal.
It wasn't even that. He was connected through the in-flight Wi-Fi, and he was able to connect to that stuff.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. So no, if you're going on a flight, avoid the ones with the in-flight Wi-Fi. So,
well,
you can take
I don't know if I'm going across the country. I am not.
Yeah.
Going to go without Wi-Fi.
So I kind of want the one. I kind of also wanted to give a short story about where this onesie came from, because when I came back from Australia, at my work we had Secret Santa, and I was the last person to get Secret Santa because I was obviously away in Australia. So I came back, and at lunchtime, everyone's sitting around having lunch, and someone was like, "Oh, Aaron, your Secret Santa present's over there," and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about it." So I went in, opened it up, and it was like this onesie, and I was like, "Oh." So me being me, I put in the middle of lunch, I just put it on, and I sat all afternoon in the office wearing the onesie. And then when my Secret Santa, she was like, "Yeah, I was gonna get you cider, but then I saw the onesie, and I was like, that's Aaron. Right choice."
Oh man.
Yeah, I want to get that story out of the way so I could take it off, because this thing is. Don't worry, I'm wearing a top underneath, but this thing is really hot. So.
Today.
Yeah.
But.
If you're in a private call with Aaron, make sure you're not looking at his camera 90% of the time, because otherwise you will see shirtless Aaron.
I have been known to be shirtless in the video call.
So Carl, tell us about your cup holders.
Oh, Cupholders. So I'm in a directed study at school that is called Resource Center Management, and basically all the different departments at the school have a computer lab, and they're for the most part thin clients, or like almost practically zero clients. You log in and you go to a virtual machine, and that's pretty much all you get. The computer science department? No. No, we build some beefy freaking rigs. Okay, we have some hardware going on there that could shame a lot of other computers. And we are on our own separate network from the rest of the college. So we're allowed to do things there that you can't do anywhere else. Like set up random SSH servers on all of the computers and log into them and be able to sit at one computer and log into another one and pop its disk drive. So that is my SSH controlled cup holder in a nutshell. And I was so proud of figuring out how to set up all this stuff and how to connect and how to set up these accounts to do this. Because I don't know how to do this. There are guys that are like, dude, that's easy as hell, but I'm
Dude, that's easy as hell.
Shut up, TJ. but the reality is...
That's one of the first things I did when I learned what SSH was.
When you were like, what, 12?
My computer and pop the disk drive on that.
No. This was in like sophomore year of high school. But.
Yeah, thanks for making me look bad. I mean, my sophomore year of college part 2.
But see, I had somebody introduce me to Linux at that time, so Yeah, no,
I've had to find this all on my own. So I mean, nobody in my house introduced me to Linux. I can guarantee you that.
Well, it wasn't my house either. It was,
Yeah.
I've never had the
Case
pleasure.
in point, you had friends, I didn't. We move along.
I've never had the pleasure of playing with with disk drives on Linux because I always use them on servers, so like remote servers.
That's why you don't know how to partition servers.
Hey. No, I do. No, I did. Actually, I knew what I needed to know, which was the extent of the management interface for setting up the remote server. Now I know more.
You know more.
Yeah.
You know the right way to do it, though. Knowing more doesn't mean much.
I know a better way of doing it.
I know a better way. So I went
now
from
know how to
worst
use
way to
various
second word
utilities.
to the next worst way.
Yeah.
That got me thinking, though, like, this is kind of useless. We literally call them cup holders. That's all that these drives are used for. And that got me thinking, what if we could make other devices that go into these disk compartments? Like, what if we could make a small printer, like
a
an
thermal printer
type printer that you could put in there, or put that cup holder to use and make what I like to call the SATA connected coffee maker. Could you imagine a concept where you could plug in these drives and these devices and be able to at least put that drive to use again on your computer? Like, I'm looking at mine, and there's probably more dust on it than anything else. The last time I used it was to install Ubuntu on here because I didn't want to make a bootable flash drive because I already had it.
Yeah, mine was in the way, so I put it in an external enclosure because I didn't want it in my case anymore.
I have one on a USB now for my laptop. It doesn't even have a disk drive on my laptop, so.
I got a Blu-ray drive in my tower. I've never used it for Blu-rays because I can't find any software which decodes Blu-rays properly, or at least not one that keeps it up to date. Like, I've tried to do it in Linux, and it just all the libraries either out of date or they don't support the encoding.
I was able to get it to work at one point. It's not worth the hassle for me because I only have like 2 Blu-rays. So
yeah, I only have 2 Blu-rays as well. I don't really care.
I just quit renting them. I mean, sometimes I'll rent them, but I don't know.
One of the reasons why I got this laptop is because it had a Blu-ray drive in it, but I never used it because the software didn't work properly when I got it with the laptop.
Yeah, my mistake.
The MacBook doesn't have a drive, so.
My mistake was I should have bought a USB Blu-ray drive from the beginning instead of buying an enclosure because I think it ended up costing me more.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Yeah, it's becoming obsolete with the way the internet is anymore.
Yep.
But you know what's not obsolete? Coffee. So we should put that drive back to.
That'd be great. Can we use that for hot chocolate as well?
Are you thinking one of those Kenko coffee makers where you stick like the little pod in and then it pushes water through it?
No,
You
I was
you could heat
thinking.
the water by circling it around your CPU or
No,
something.
I was thinking more like, yeah, that's how you heat it up.
That brings
I
a
was
whole.
thinking more along the lines of 3D printing my coffee. It downloads the coffee off coffee.net, and then it,
Is that
like you
a real
download
site?
this update from Java, and suddenly you can now pour coffee out of your computer.
This is where
This is where the
future
future's going.
Someone go to coffee.net.
It's
I'm
it's
not sure
it's a thing.
Go shit.
It's nothing. It's nothing special.
Is it not? Is it just a cup of coffee?
It's a blog of some sort.
What a waste of a URL. What about coffee.com? We'll look at that later.
There's with all the TLDs these days. There's probably you can probably get coffee.coffee.
I was gonna say.
Coffee that sucks.
Coffee. Isn't there a .socks as well?
There probably is.
I think I heard there was a .socks.
I feel like I should make a company called Coffee Ninja, and it delivers your coffee very stealthily to you, and then it'll be coffee.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool.
Don't nobody take that from me. I want that to be my
trademark
idea.
it now. Go
I'm
trademark.
gonna go trade. No, I'm not gonna go trade.
Trademark that.
So, Cory, Carl, I
Yes.
believe both of you are getting wrist rocks, aka pebbles.
Yes.
the new version, the Pebble Time with the nice new swanky interface. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm getting the Pebble Time Steel.
Ooh.
Oh well, aren't you,
No,
Mr.
no,
Fancy
fancy.
Schmancy Bill Dancy?
Well, no, I was gonna get just a regular one, but I don't know. I was trying to get the early bird, turn the squeeze in there because I didn't
I
decide
would have.
before they were out.
The
But I was
only
like,
reason
I'll just
I
pay.
I don't have enough money.
The only reason I went with the normal one is because someone who was in the early bird wanted a steal.
Yeah.
So I stood there spamming the early bird button and got in. So I got it. I originally was going to back it at its normal price, but I was able to get in on the early bird because of the fact that someone changed their mind. Not my problem. My wife. But that's going to be a nifty piece of tech. I really want to delve in and try and program for that.
There is an emulator on their site now as well, so you can start programming now and then load your first app onto it once you get it.
That'd be nice. I'll have to do that. It's web connected,
Yes,
isn't it? So
it's,
a lot of it doesn't even run on the phone.
Yeah,
Or on the
the
watch,
the new version has a web API which works as like you can run it directly from the internet rather than through the app on the phone, I think. But there's the API also links into other things like there's an email that I have which explains it a bit better. But
So does the Pebble connect to the Wi-Fi, or is it still using
it
going through your phone?
connects through Bluetooth to your phone, and then from the phone
Yeah, that's what I
it passes through. Although somebody did manage to take a Spark Electron and hook it directly up to the mobile internet signal on the SIM plan on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a direct web connection on their Pebble, no phone required,
Huh.
which is pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah, we should probably keep a note of what we're going to put in the show notes.
That'd be a good idea.
There was a couple of things we said we'll put in the show notes, and I don't know, I've not been doing it. I don't know if anyone else has. Okay, so,
Any other news?
Cory, huh?
Any other news from anyone?
Steam
Cory,
Link.
Yeah, you were doing some nice things with Steam.
Yeah, so Steam recently introduced... do I need to explain what Steam is? I probably don't.
You don't need to explain what Steam
No,
is.
okay, so Steam recently introduced something called Steam Link, which is a bit like the Steam streaming thing where you watch people sort of live stream within Steam, but instead of watching somebody else live stream, you stream a game over the network to another computer. So I got my MacBook about 2 weeks ago now, and one of the first things I did with Steam was boot it up, and I saw, I can play Skyrim right off the bat. I wonder why. My Windows PC was running at the time, so what happened was I was able to stream Skyrim from my Windows PC over the network to my MacBook and play it without any lag.
Wow, no lag?
No lag at all. Well, some lag, because we have a rubbish router that doesn't really reach this far in terms of Wi-Fi. I need to get a new one. But when it wasn't being a slow network, it ran incredibly decently.
Huh.
And then I played Burnout Paradise with it as well. And as you know, that's pretty much Twitch level controls.
You were playing Burnout? Where was I?
I was playing it with Chucky
Oh,
on her stream.
Yeah. I've been thinking about building a gaming rig.
Yeah.
Although my machine can handle pretty much anything I throw at it, but most of my time is spent in Linux, so having to reboot all the time doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, with Steam Link now, in Linux you'll be able to stream from the Windows PC that you have in your closet, so...
Yeah, I just need I don't know what the minimum specs is for that. Maybe I'll build something at some point.
This is what I heard.
It's essentially a Steam
box. I don't like rebooting my computer, so I would much rather build a whole nother computer.
Mm-hmm. You got a problem with that?
He has the money to do it, I mean...
I got a problem with it in that I want to build a gaming rig, but can't. Just can't. Let's put it that way.
Why don't you buy the parts?
I have a full-time job and I'm not in college, so...
How does that work? I've never been in that kind of situation yet.
Yet.
I'm
Carl,
looking forward to it.
I have like something in my eye actually itching. Sorry. You should buy the parts like part by part and then stack them up in your corner.
That would
find out.
Nuts.
Just like buy the case and then get the process.
When I did that when I wasn't working, that nearly drove me insane because I was waiting month to month to be able to get the next part. It's a bit like when you have when you get those build a ship like magazines, like they send you a bit each week and you just stick it on.
Oh God, you actually signed up for one of those?
I did once, mind you. It was what was it? I think it was like a geology one. Like the first issue's like 99p, and then it's like $2.99 thereafter.
Yeah, see, that's how they hook you in, and then you want to finish their geology, whatever it was, so you stay in it for 72 things, and it's it's awful.
Yeah,
that's why I don't sign up for things like that, because it's just the only thing I'll order like that is replacement razor blades.
Carl, there's a new idea for you. Jigsaw computer. We'll send you a part a week.
Hey, you guys send me a part every week. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but it'll be parts to the processor. So it'll be one diode at a time, and then parts to the RAM in the same fashion, and you have to build it. You'll get it eventually. It might take us a few thousand years, but you'll get there.
So anyway,
the only problem with buying part by part is if it depends on how quickly you plan on buying all the parts. If it's going to take you 2 years to get all the parts, then I don't know. I think I would just save.
No, it's going to start being
save the money, because then you're going to start having obsolete parts.
Plus,
when you could buy some, or they'll get cheaper.
The reality is that it'll be cheaper. If you buy a motherboard now, it might not be compatible with the processors that are out in 2 years. I'm sure it will, but it's just there'll be better things along.
It'll be more difficult to find a part which fits with the other part. Like, it's getting more and more difficult to find AM2 sockets for AMD processors because they're not as good as AM3 or AM3 Plus.
From what I've seen, Intel hasn't really their sockets haven't changed much in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
there might be some
technology.
They've been sticking to the 2011 form factor.
There's newer boards and newer processors, but as far as
I think they found a comfortable range.
Yeah, as far as technology, there's not really that much. I guess there's been maybe a couple new processors that are probably faster, but.
Well, when you're in a pretty good spot like Intel is, I mean, that's the thing with AMD. They can constantly change up their processors and everything. Intel doesn't do that. Intel kind of holds the course, here are our processors. They were amazing in 2011. They're still amazing in 2015. What does that say about their technology? You know what I mean? It's good stuff, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like when I bought my computer, I didn't buy Intel because it was expensive.
Yeah, same here. I
But
ended
the
up
next time I
getting
will,
Onesie
it'll hold its
that has it.
value.
I don't know. I've been looking at I've been saying for a while I want to build a new home server, and just because all it'll do, like I'm fine with just getting AMD parts because like they're less expensive than Intel and it will do the job kind of thing.
Right,
don't
but
know
we're
how-
not talking about a server. We're talking about rigs, things that need to handle the graphics and need to handle the processing. Like a server needs to handle the processing, but it doesn't have to worry about graphics. It doesn't have to worry about how it looks sitting next to you. You know,
Yeah. Well, in my case, it would just be a like mini ATX case or like something bigger, so it could have multiple drives, and then you know, it would just this job would be just serving DNS queries, files, user management, DHCP, all that sort of stuff.
Anyways, back to the Steam link. Do you have to have a beefy video card in the remote machine,
It
or
it
does
depends.
does
It
all the
depends, 'cause,
graphics?
the main grunty graphics thing happens off computer. Like it does all of its big processing stuff off computer. So on the source machine, and then it'll pull a video signal over the network. So as long as you have a reasonably fast GPU in whatever you have running the game over the network, it'll be fine.
yeah. So
Okay.
you don't have to process. It's like watching Up. You don't have to process all the graphics of the movie Up, because that'll kill your computer and every computer in a 2-mile radius of you.
So what
But
I'm
you
thinking.
can watch it at 1080p.
So what I'm thinking is I should just build a server instead and install Steam on it.
Well, no, because you still need the graphics cards to do all the grunt work for rendering all your stuff out.
I mean, at that point though, you would have a server with a really good graphics card because a server by definition serves stuff to other things.
Yeah, it would be
Okay,
a
I
graphics.
see
It would
what
be
you
a
mean,
LAN
yeah.
graphics server. I don't know if that exists. It does now. You just trademarked it.
It's another business model. We'll sell it to OVH. We'll buy it.
No, OVH Steam Link. Now you
That
can play
would be
video.
so good.
That'd be like remember the
Like
OnLive?
No, wait,
that failed.
forget that. We're doing that. Don't sell it to OVH. We'll make a fortune doing it. Partner with Steam.
Well, as long as it's if the server has to do anything graphic intensive, I mean, you're gonna have to find some servers somewhere that have GPUs in them, because most of the servers out there that you can rent don't have
You'd
GPUs
have to
in
build
them.
your own custom hardware and then set it up.
You know
in a
what you
data
could
center.
probably use? Bitcoin mining rigs.
Oh yeah, because
Maybe.
they're basically a GPU and a CPU, aren't
That's
they? And a bit
that's
of memory.
all they are. It's basically a CPU and a GPU, because it uses the GPU video cards to undo the hashing. It does it. They have the current methods or whatever. I don't know. I Bitcoin mined like for 50 cents worth of Bitcoins a long time ago, and that was it. But the whole idea is that you
Built on
can.
GPU mostly because of the computation speed, which is so much higher than CPUs, because it has to do a lot more floating point calculations.
Right. So I mean, the thing is it would be so much. Probably a couple of Bitcoin mining rigs could deliver. I wonder if that technology could be out there. Just
You could
stream
cluster
games.
server them together to try and render out the graphics, but you still need a fair amount of RAM to run anything decently.
You build the rig and then you co-locate it. Co-location costs a bit more, but I mean. Also, can anyone give me a good overview of bitcoins? Because I still don't understand how that works.
It's a
It's magic internet
cryptocurrency.
money.
Like, I don't.
Okay. So basically, what a Bitcoin is a hash. A hash is extracted from a block, which is something which you mine using your GPU. You have to try and break the encryption on that block, and whenever you break the encryption on a block, whoever has mined that block gets a portion of the hash which is extracted from it.
Okay, but then how does that relate to actual currency?
Because people give it a value that it probably doesn't really deserve. But that's beyond the point of scope.
I know, because essentially...
That's a psychology question, Aaron.
It's a social thing. If the reason why people like Bitcoin is because they assume that it's a currency which is completely secure. It's not. It's relatively easy to backtrace It's relatively easy to backtrace the hash if you know what the origin block was. But apart from that, it's pretty good at keeping your identity a secret.
Yeah. I just don't, because some people will accept bitcoins as currency, and I don't see how that, like, is actually for buying.
People like it. One reason people like it is because it's decentralized. There's no central entity that manages
controls it. It's not backed by anything.
Yeah.
So, because all the bitcoins are out there now, is that right?
No, I don't think so.
No, they're still mining them, but they get so much tougher each level to mine them.
That's the big problem with Bitcoin. As you go further and further down the blockchain, it gets harder and harder to extract a hash from a block. So it means the reward that you get from it is bigger because you do more of the computation power to get it. But then you have to pay for the hardware and the power that you use to break the block in the first place. So it doesn't really break even.
So
I've heard it does. I've heard it does still. You still break even. You can make a little bit, but not nearly as much as you used to be able to do.
I was thinking of before the gigantic price jump, like where it went from $8 a Bitcoin to like 300.
Oh, so people will crack them, then they'll sell them, and that's how it becomes the value. Okay.
Yeah.
See, okay, so
one of the big problems with Bitcoin though is if you lose your wallet address, you are screwed. Like royally, completely screwed because you can't find it again.
Oh.
The string which stores your wallet is it stores your position in the blockchain, I think.
So the blockchain is this like something that's unique to everyone? You get a Bitcoin, it comes with a block, and then it
comes with a unique hash to identifying which block it's from and how much it's worth. And depending on whether you trade it to somebody or receive from somebody, the hash changes to represent a new amount.
So is this facilitated through? Because you said it was decentralized, but so this isn't facilitated through like a central.
It's facilitated by the software itself.
Right. Okay. Okay. So then. Right.
It's all math.
So then you take some bitcoins and you combine them, and then you crack this new hash, or am I following this right?
Dude, I don't know. I just run the software. It's a really complex system. I mean, you're asking this. The guy you need to ask is the guy that created it, and even he's probably taken it and doesn't know how deep the rabbit hole really goes.
He created the algorithm which creates the Bitcoin hash, which I think the amount that you can get Bitcoin-wise is about 21 million.
Yeah, there's a set number.
Yeah.
That's as far as it will go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all be experts at this, considering our podcast name is so close to
4-bit.
4-bit. We have 4 bitcoins. We should actually.
I think the hash that you have to crack is a 256-bit.
We should get 4 bitcoins, and have that as
4 bitcoins. We would either have to mine for a couple of years using the best rigs we could, or buy 4 for.
It takes that long now. Oh.
Well, so it's more to do with the amount that you get from a single bitcoin. Like the amount of work that you do. Most people, what they do is they sign up for a pool, which will pool the resources of a bunch of different people, a bunch of different miners, and then you'll get a distributed thing of the block that you help crack.
I will definitely have to look into this more later.
So Aaron,
DJ,
are there bitcoins in London?
Probably. I'll tell you what is in London: Apple stores. I managed to blow almost £100 on in Apple stores.
And that's just for accessories. That's not even for the actual products.
Yeah. So I went to London because it was an all expenses paid trip. almost all expenses paid. This was not included in the all expenses paid part. But the company I work for was sending me to London to go to Red Nose Day, in which I have a vlog of me doing that because I've now started vlogging. So if you want to check that, we'll link that in the show notes. I assume this is kind of a collective thing we're doing now. So
shameless plug.
I know, it was so just right in there, wasn't it? It was just
it's flawless.
Perfect, flawless. But yeah, so I flew down on the Friday of Red Nose Day. It was in the London Palladium, so we were like right high up. You can see in my vlog. We were like there's like 3 levels, so we were right at the top level. So that was on the Friday, down on the stayed in the hotel. Then on Saturday, like I said, I had some time before to fly back, so I went to the Apple store, and I was like, I wasn't intending to buy anything.
Just going to look.
And then your wallet
I walked into the Apple store, and I was gonna have this portable charger, which right here, and it's a really good one. Except I had it in my pocket because I was charging my phone because it didn't charge the night before for some reason. And then I'd plugged it in and I was like, oh, it's not charging. So I tried it again, it wasn't charging. I was like, oh, the cable must have died because my phone cable is literally like, if I can get my camera to show you, like my cable is literally frayed that bad.
I don't know how you do this to your Apple products, Aaron.
Yeah, like, can you see the?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
That's pretty. And the same is with my.
For those listening to the audio podcast, he just showed us a frayed lightning connector cable.
Yeah, so it's the same for my MacBook Pro as well. And I was like, I think I need to get new cables. So I got the one for. I almost thought this was earbuds, and I was like, shit. So yeah, I got the one for this, and I ended up buying this. So this was like £65, and this was like £15. So I spent £80. And the reason is Apple products biodegrade. And I'm not joking, because literally just normal use biodegrades.
I'm going to prove you wrong with my MacBook charger and have it not biodegrade during the entire time I have it.
That is not the first charger that's biodegraded on me. I have had at least another charger before that, maybe another one, and I had to take them back. I had Apple Care for 3 years, so I had to take it back. I got it free, by the way. I didn't actually pay for the Apple Care. I had to take it back, and they were like, "Oh," and so they gave me another one, and then a year later I had to take it back. And I wish I had taken it back, that one back again, because my Apple Care ran out, and then I was lazy, so I didn't. But now I have these, and I was waiting until I can do it. So yeah, the other thing about, well, I don't know about anyone else, but like flying is, I find it really nice because you come up in the air and I just sit there, look down on the clouds, like earbuds in, and it's this almost like freeing feeling where you're flying and you can't communicate with any outside world, which is why I was saying earlier, don't take Wi-Fi enabled flights because you have that option to communicate. So if you want to relax.
All I say about flight is the plane I was in, I felt like a hurtling tin can through the sky. So you might feel as free as a bird, but I felt like I was going to die the one time I flew. So
you really shouldn't listen to Plane Crash Corner.
Yeah, don't do what I did and watch a bunch of plane crash videos with my friend a week before going on holiday.
That's not a good idea.
No.
But the other thing is, like, some people think like a flight is like from here to London is like an hour. And when you travel from here to Australia, which is like 36 hours, flying is nothing after that trip. So yeah, there's just this amazing like freeing feeling about flying that I find. You just like look down on the sky and the clouds, and it's just you're completely cut off.
What I want to know is how long would it have taken you to drive to London? Because it took me from 4 hours to get across the state here for a hockey game. If it would have taken you 4 hours to drive, I'd be disappointed in them spending money to fly.
No, it's 4 hours it's like 5 hours in a train, so it's like 10 hours. It's like 10, 12 hours in the car.
No, not UK Rail. I don't think so.
No, okay, so it's for me to get from the middle of the country down to London on a one-way non-stop train from
Right.
Lincoln to London. That takes about 2.5 hours.
Yeah. See.
And the train travels around 200 miles an hour.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I like flying to London. You get there so much quicker, like I will pay to fly to London over the train because it will cost me like a bet at the cheapest I could get it maybe £80 return, but since I fly with British Airways and not EasyJet into Heathrow, it's like another £50. But either way, like for the train, it would probably be like £60 return or.
I don't know. I'm watching TJ's screen right now, and he's doing a little bit of pin dropping.
413 miles. So it's about the distance from here to my parents' house.
Yeah, or about the distance from one side of my state to the other.
You guys are wimps. You should come to the States.
Where did you start that pin from? Oh, Edinburgh. Okay, that's about right. Yeah. Yeah. No,
it looks like about an hour flight. So.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Actually, No, I guess the train doesn't go about 200 miles because it's 400 miles from Edinburgh to London. So it probably goes around 100 or 80.
Yeah, like 80.
Yeah, no, you guys' rail isn't that hot.
It'll be like I think it's like
because we have local transit which goes about 50, and then there's the East Coast Rail line which has really powerful electric engines which go much faster.
Yeah, and then there's also obviously the West Coast, which is operated by Virgin. But
yeah,
no, you also forget like the trains. That's at like maybe 120 miles per hour at max speed, but they have to slow down considerably when before going to a station.
Yeah, they don't
speed up.
They only slow down when they're going through a town. Even then, they're still going pretty fast unless they're actually stopping at a station.
But, I mean, that's what I mean. Like when you go down from Edinburgh to London on the East Coast, there's only like 5 stops.
Yeah.
So
I think one of them is actually Lincoln.
I might be depends. I don't think
the one I always grab from Lincoln to go down to London is normally the Edinburgh to London Sprint.
I don't think I remember it going through Lincoln, but it might. It's like Edinburgh, Newcastle. I'm sure Darlington, Doncaster, and something else. Maybe it is Lincoln. I think about it. It might be Lincoln.
Yeah, because it has to get to Newark Northgate to make the change over to get towards Peterborough.
Yeah. So
you guys have weird towns.
You know what's funny is going to Australia. When we were traveling into Brisbane, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's a place in Edinburgh called Morningside. And when we were going through Brisbane, going to where we were staying, we were like, oh, Morningside. Huh. And you have no idea, like, going to America or Canada, there's so many place names that are similar over here.
Well, ours are all new.
No, except for the West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast is kind of original.
Pacific
there's all, like,
Northwest
stuff, I guess. No, wait, on the East Coast,
no. It's all Native American names.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing in Australia. You'll get these English names mixed in with these Aborigine names, like
Yakima and I can't think of any others right now.
Yeah, there's a place we
San
fly
Jose,
yeah, just as
San
an example.
Francisco. I mean, these aren't American names, that's for sure.
Snohomish.
See, things like San
Pacific
Francisco,
Northwest, has a lot of Native American ones, and then like down towards California, they have a lot of
Yeah, see, there's names like that when you go into Australia. One, like, notably, when you're flying over Australia, like, you know how when you fly long distance flights, they have like the maps that come up, like you have your TV screen in the seat, and then like the map will show you when you're flying over. There's always like there's this one random, really weird Aborigine name that shows up on the map.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. But then I don't think the Aboriginal places are bigger. But in Australia, basically everything's around the coast except, and then there's the outback and stuff.
Yeah, because if you go inland, it's just death everywhere.
Yeah.
just snakes and heat and not much else. Maybe sand.
Pretty much, yeah. You could die. Well, there's the occasional town or whatever, but
yeah, that's for the hardcore people who love being in the outback.
It's actually quite cold in here, but never mind. So, like Cory got a new MacBook Pro, as we noted.
Yeah,
we discussed.
He likes it at the dark side.
Yeah, I've been looking to upgrade my MacBook Pro. And
Good luck, Mac's got it locked down. Sorry, bud.
well, not like
No ticket, no ride.
Not that type of upgrade, but get a new one. You know what I mean? So I'm
Well, if
looking
it's
at,
running slow, just download moreram.com.
yes, that's my plan. Downloadram.com. So I was hoping for some input here. I'm looking at the new 13-inch ones possibly. What I can't decide is I don't think I'm gonna need I think the base model would be fine. Like the I'm gonna obviously get the Retina display.
That's essentially the version that I have, except that's the slightly newer one with the Force Touch.
But I want to be able to edit vlogs quickly and stuff when I'm away, or we can use it if I'm away somewhere. I can I can host a live stream or whatever. So I was thinking, I don't know if I want to upgrade the processor and the RAM, because if I'm editing video,
honest truth, software is going to matter so much more, and Mac is good at that.
Yeah.
I hate to. I always pick on Mac. I don't like Mac. But the reality is that Mac, when it comes to doing anything creative, they are generally leaps and bounds ahead of the competition. You need to edit a podcast, done. You need to edit a video, done. You want to compose music, done. You know, it's few and far between that you find really good programs like that on Windows.
Although that being said, the Adobe Creative Suite is cross-platform. Like I'm using a trial of Audition right now to record my audio for the podcast, whereas you guys are using, I think, Audacity.
Yeah.
Which is that's not a personal thing.
I like how I like the Serif products on Windows. Well, at least Serif Movie Plus is pretty good for editing video. Draw Plus and Photo Plus are also pretty good. That's the ones that I've primarily used, I guess. I like those products.
I used to use Web Plus until I realized that what you see is what you get. Editors are pretty much a giant crock.
Yeah, you don't really have much control.
Yeah.
Except the one we offer. Hey.
Shameless plug.
So basically, we'll just go back to this for a sec. I think do I need to upgrade the RAM? Because I feel like 8 gig might be enough, but then 16 gig just to be sure. I don't know.
would say if you think you're going to need 16 gig in the future, get it, because you won't be able to upgrade it later.
Exactly.
And then I'm thinking that processor, because is there much? I don't see if there's much. I don't see much between. There's not much between these two i5s in terms of what you can see there. I mean,
the thing that gets me is that they're all dual core, and I mean, the thing that I would want to see is dual core quad thread at least.
Yeah.
Like my laptop's a dual core, but it's quad thread, and it can handle things pretty well.
Actually, because I had the previous generation. It's a Haswell, and I think it might be quad hyperthread.
On the 15-inch ones, it's quad core. I guess I wonder if that's a limitation of the design, maybe.
Could be.
Because you can see it's an i7 quad core, so they put it in the 15-inch ones.
Yeah, but I think the dual core still has hyperthreading, so I think you'll still see 4 cores.
I mean, anything is an upgrade to the what is it I've got right now, the mid 2010 2.4 gigahertz.
Oh, here we go.
Intel 2 Duo Core, whatever it was.
Core 2 Duo.
Core 2 Duo, yeah.
That's what my old computer was.
Looking at the specs for this, it is actually a total of 2 cores. It's not hyper-threaded, at least not the Haswell, and this one isn't.
I don't like that. I wouldn't like that at all.
It is turbo boosted though to 3.1 gigahertz.
Speed doesn't matter as much. The threads and the CPUs, it doesn't matter if you're 10% faster. If you've got a processor that can do 4 times as much, if that can do twice as much stuff. I'd rather have a slower quad core than a faster dual core.
Well, and it depends on what you're doing with it too, because
True.
some things do, some applications do better with, like, they only work on one thread, like Java, or others can utilize multiple cores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they upgraded iMovie to be able to do multi-threaded computation a while back.
Yeah,
same with GarageBand and same with iPhoto. Or
I
Aperture.
If you
also
have
still
extra
around.
cores, you can always just ramp them on high doing something, and then that'll just help make your, SATA-powered coffee a little bit hotter is all. So, hey, I'd go with that.
The other thing, I don't think I'll need more than 128 gigabyte storage because I'm not going to be storing a lot on this machine. Like, it's just going to be as a, yeah.
It's going to be as a terminal.
Kind of,
Although,
yeah.
although saying that, if you use iMovie, it has this really nasty habit of replicating footage,
Yeah.
which is done for years now. Stupid.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing now, but the main thing is that I think I'll be using it for, as I do right now, well, the current things I use my MacBook for right now are, why is my, hang on, there it goes. Video quality went down, I think. Yeah, so I think the main things that I'll probably use it for, as I do right now, like I said, SSHing terminals. But what I really want to do is be able to have that machine I can go about and edit video with, and it looks nice because, like I think I've said before, a lot of the laptops I don't like the look of, but Apple I do. So I'm probably going to decide over the next couple of weeks and then get back to you guys on what what I feel. And we might do a live buying on air. We'll have to see. We may buy it live on air. That would be interesting.
And it would make most people cry as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's about all we got.
Time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We thank you much for watching, and see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Is there last thing you want to add, Cory?
No, there isn't, and you are not going to make me say it.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Good night, guys.
See you.